How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Spy Family episode review. Today's episode is episode 36 of the second season, entitled Berlint in Love and Nightfall's Daily Life. And before I go any further, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification right there so you'll be notified of more videos like this. And if you feel it within your heart and in your soul, you want to support me, my Patreon is in the description below. Anything you want to give, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys. This is the season of giving. And I like doing these videos. I really do. Especially on Saturdays, because on Saturdays we are definitely wearing at least something somewhat pink for Anya, which includes the JoJo villain shirt here. This is one of my favorite dang shirts. Anyway. I really hope we get a Frankie episode. I know we did a little cut in to see what Frankie and Bond, the Borf dog, were doing, but I hope we get a Frankie episode again. Cause if my memory serves me correctly, we got one with Frankie and Yor, but I guess we don't really need another one, right? So obviously, this Berlint in Love episode, this one is centered around Becky Blackbell, who she has a thing for Loid, obviously. And after watching a particular episode of Berlint in Love, where apparently someone was professing love for someone, I think the character's name was Sonia, professing love for the guy and trying to make him forget about his lady love that he has back out west, she gets inspired and does one of the funniest things I've ever seen, which is simultaneously call Anya, ask her if she can come over because she was already in the area, and come over that fast. Which Anya was like, do you teleport like Swoop Man? I don't know who Swoop Man is, but I hope they make another reference of this said Swoop Man. And from there, hilarity ensues, right? She's going on loopy from this. We get to hear a lot of funny thoughts from her, such as when Loid kind of smiles and says, welcome in and thank you for being good friends with Anya. Her thoughts are, hold on, I didn't write this down. I didn't write this down in the paper notes, but I remember her thoughts were, it was like a hashtag, which Anya called tic-tac-toe. Weird X thing, a heart, steam emoji, smiley face. Her thoughts were all over the place, which when I was thinking earlier, I don't know what era this is. I probably said back in season 1, probably part 2 or part 1. This feels like it's supposed to be like late 80s, early 90s. Granted, they have technologies, right? They have regular telephones. They have all this cool spycraft stuff. But they don't have cell phones, which is pretty dang interesting. So I do like this fictional weird area where this is not Europe, but it's in the not late 80s, early 90s. Everyone dresses so well too. And so what is it? Another funny thought from Becky's is her being Anya's mama, and Anya's reading all of the thoughts here, and it's like, oh, you can have a new house, you can have the top chefs, you don't we can ride the helicopter going to school, you have assistants to worry about all the annoying things are probably like cleaning and taxes and whatnot. And Anya was going, I'm sorry, mama, I'm gonna go with Becky just for a little bit this time because of the world-class top chefs. We have a moment where like Anya's kind of cheering for Becky, and by cheering, she's going, world-class chef, world-class chef. No one's paying attention to Anya, which I think maybe it's because Anya is like a lively, funny, cheerful girl, but she's just cheering on world-class chef. And Becky's so far in her own world, she's not even paying attention. She didn't pay attention when I was trying to introduce her to Bond when Yor and Bond came back. Was it she did a move where she finished drinking her tea and pretended that she was drunk, which Loid just in his mind is just like, it's just tea. which made a hilarious moment with Yor, which I'll get to in a minute. We do have Becky's. It's interesting how Becky and Anya became friends because Becky starts off snooty. Even her butler says this. I believe she's her butler or attendant, however you want to put it. Even she said, Becky was so standoffish. She thought she was better than everybody, but it's nice that she has a good friend with Anya, right? And Becky kind of shows it here because when Anya's like, let's explore, we'll explore and I'll show you my place. Here's the living room. She's like, that's not a storage room? Let's go to my room. Here's my room. Oh, your room's about as big as, what's the name of her dog? Her dog's doghouse. And Anya's just like, no more exploring. We're not exploring anymore. Anya's faces throughout this whole thing are hilarious. She even has the look that she gives to, Damien. She has that same half moon eyed look, which I remember I did small tangent. I remember doing a little trend on Instagram when they're like, put your top 6 favorite, your top 6 anime girls, and Anya she barely missed the cut. Anya and Yor barely missed the cut. I had to do some shout outs to some of the old school ones like Genkai and Sailor Moon, but that's neither here nor there. I really love this character. I'm hoping, can we please, Shark Robot, can I please get some Spy Family shirts, please? You don't even have to do any mixing. Do something like this, right? I know this is kind of based off of a Queen album, but give me some Spy Family stuff. Wait a minute. Let's go into. I'm gonna be going all over the place with this first part of this episode, but let's go into towards the end where. So the tea incident, right? Yor made the tea and she thought she put alcohol in it, or maybe she made it too strong. And Loid is thinking, well, Yor's gonna get the wrong impression because Becky put her head on him. And then she said, well, you were asking me, she called him my precious Loid. Well, she said Loid Sama. He's like, Sama. And she said, well, you're asking a lot of questions about my family. Are you trying to propose? And he spits this tea out and again thinking, oh man, Yor's going to get the wrong impression. And Yor's like, oh, he was playing with them earlier. Oh no, I got this girl drunk. Literally scoops her up and makes her run for it to the hospital. On foot, mind you. Yor gets hit by a car. This is one of the coolest things. And we literally just had 6-episode arc of Yor doing cool shit. She throws Becky in the air, gets hit by the car, rolls, slides, catches Becky, and keeps running. And everyone's just looking like, the hell did we just watch? It was pretty damn cool ass moment. And this is from, well, this is technically a comedy action anime. I would have said slice of life because there are some good old touching slice of life parts in here. But it's at this moment when Becky goes, no, I'm okay. I lied about being drunk because I just wanted to be close to Loid. And bloody face Yor and all sits her down and goes, oh, thank goodness you're all right. And Becky's like, you're not going to yell at me? No, you're fine, right? And she said, but what about, the whole Loid thing? She's like, Loid is, I'm happy that there are people that love Loid, right? He certainly is a great man and he's deserving of love. And she's like, her heart is too big. Like she's okay with infidelity, which is hilarious given that this little girl is thinking on this level. Becky, you really shouldn't be watching Berlint in love. But it's very hilarious because it's hilarious, but it's also true. Yor does have a giant heart. And she asked, well, how did you, shoot your arrow into his heart and get him to choose you? And initially Yor's like, I don't use bow and arrows. Oh, Yor. And then she says, well, I can't tell her that our priorities align. So she thinks back to one of those first dates. I think it was, was one where Loid's head was on her lap and he had fallen asleep. He might have passed out from getting hit in the head. I don't remember fully. I do remember the episode, but I don't remember all the details. And he was telling Yor that, she was strong. And she remembered, she's like, well, he said, I'm strong. And Becky's going, he likes strong women. She is built tough and built different. Yeah, the woman got hit by a car and kept rolling. So, but they're in this park area where it looks like there's circus performers everywhere. It's interesting place Berlint is, because you have English writing and you have some of these funny things that go on there. Who I always thought Berlint was based on Germany, but whatever. Does Germany have random like circus performers in their parks? Does that happen? Anybody from Germany, leave a comment, or been to Germany, leave a comment. I'm just asking. But other funny moment, the whole hair toss. Becky likes the pigtails, takes off her scrunchies, tosses it, and Anya's doing the hair toss thing with her, which just has your spills the beans to Loid, essentially saying, yeah, she's been wanting to meet you for a while. This is probably how she's expressing that she's happy. She's trying to do a hair flip, a hair flip. That was very unsuccessful on my part, but she's trying to do a hair flip. This particular part of the episode is really what makes Spy Family shine. It's literally a show about miscommunications, but somehow things are lining up, because outside of the bad guys, genuinely these are people that are trying to do good things, and that's a funny thing to think about, right? You think about the state security. They're actually trying to protect their country. Wise trying to stop a war from happening. She works for the garden. As we see of right now, it looks like while the garden is an assassination group, it does seem that they only point their sword at someone or something that truly deserves it, that is a scum of their country. Their leader has a sense of justice, it seems. But yeah, and well, what is it? Usually the people that are around Anya have good intentions, outside of, Yuri wanting to throw Loid in jail, and then Nightfall wanting to replace but or a little 5-year-old girl trying to figure out how she can get married to this grown man. But that's hilarious. Just hilarity for that part. But this is one of the best things about the show. Everyone, like last week, where everyone in that room was a liar, in this episode, everything is misconstrued in some kind of way, and somehow it still all works out because people are speaking purely. They're being very, very pure about it. I already talked about the wrong impression part. I did talk about a lot of things, didn't I? This was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of want to rewatch it after this, because this was very, very good. A lot of nice little fun, neat parts in here. Even with Anya being a turncoat traitor against her mom for just a little bit. When Loid and Anya catch up to them, she wants to try to show that she's strong. So there's a strong man hammer thing. She wants to, they call it throwing the hammer. She wants to throw the hammer. Another moment to show how rich she is. The guy goes, hey kid, you got to pay to do this. She just throws a stack of money in this guy's hand. It's got to at least be over $1,000. 1,000 dalks. I think that's the currency in this word, dalks. She can't lift the hammer. And Yor thinks that she's trying to win the top prize to give to Loid, which I think is a maximum ear picker. At least that's what I thought the translation said. And of course, we all know what's going to happen, right? Yor hits that hammer, breaks the entire thing, which prompts one of the funniest reaction faces from the guy who owned the game, Anya, Loid. I don't know if Becky made the same face. They all had these tiny eyes, these super tiny eyes, and just in shock. And what is it? Becky's like, he's looking at her so intensely. His eyes are super round and he's just focused on his wife. It's like, the dude's in shock that she just destroyed this thing. And then yours going, oh yeah, I used to be a professional hammer thrower. I didn't tell you, nothing weird here. And Becky sincerely gives your what's the word I'm looking for? A compliment. She's on the ground saying, your heart is as vast as the blue sky and you are stronger than the earth itself, which is all very, very true if we're going to be honest about it. And she asked her to train me so I can be strong with the thought of I'm going to swoop up and steal my precious Loid. And we get a call back to Anya getting that training for the dodgeball. And she's teaching Becky how to throw a punch. And Loid says in English, maybe deja vu is the same thing everywhere and around the world, right? Saying deja vu. And Anya going, yeah, of course, Mama's much more fun. The butler does come in. She does come in to see this because it's time to go home. Very good just really good first episode. You get, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, Loid's observations. Like, I love the fact that Anya Papa immediately goes into work mode. He could tell that the lady butler used to be a soldier. Obviously, the Blackwells wouldn't have it any other way, right? He's also, when Anya's like, oh yeah, let's play being a wing woman for Becky so she can get that top chef. Becky says she just want to have a chat with Loid. And Loid's taking an opportunity to go, yeah, I can learn a little bit about her family. Her father's obviously nothing shows that he's gonna push heavy artillery to start a war, but it won't hurt to get this information. He's asking, heard about the business, what does your dad do? Tells them, they went to the movies, and she's thinking, oh, he's trying to find he's trying to find out my likes and dislikes so he can come up with a courtship, which is hilarious. When in fact, rather, he's just trying to find out what her dad likes, what he does. We find out he likes chess. He forces her to play chess. It's probably good. You shouldn't force your kid, but chess is a good game for your kids to learn. They go to the movies. They spend time together whenever he can. He sounds like a really good guy. Which later she misconstrues as like him trying to figure things out. That's what he said. The first thing he said, he wanted Yor to get the wrong impression. She says, asking about the family. She's like, were you playing games with me? And he goes, oh, he took it the right way. Yor took it the other way, which still works out in everybody's favor. Very, very funny. Just Twilight going, he has such intense eyes while asking these questions that he doesn't realize it. So that was the first part. The second part, while it seems like it got a decent amount of time, Nightfall's daily life, pretty much this might be a little bit faster for me to get through, right? Because this is everything that's going on while Loid is on that 3-day vacation. So not only does Nightfall have her own missions, she took a mission that was supposed to be given to Twilight when he got back, but it can't wait. And obviously Sylvia, the handler, she's going, well, obviously I'm going to split up the duties. Nah, she says, I feel like I'm the best one suited for this. I'm going to take all the mission. I'm going to do it all by myself. And she does. We see her get in a cool, she slams a dude. She gets in a quick, this quick heavy fight. She's still doing the front work. They work at a hospital in the psychology part. So she's still doing that work as Fiona. She is Fiona, but doing that work. We do see the beginning moments of Dr. Loid telling everyone, I'm sorry that you all got to pick up the slack. I apologize. And everybody just loves this guy. He's almost too lovable, right? If there could be a thing. I don't know if I messed that. Oh, no, I didn't mess that up. And so she's doing the missions and she's all the time just thinking, want to replace Yor as the wife for Operation Strix, our wonderful, wonderful Yor. And she's walking past a tennis shop. Remember, they had a tennis, like a two-part tennis episode, where then Yor beats her. And I love the fact that this shop is in English. It's called Serve Selections. Pretty, what I'm trying to remember, Smashing Selections. Let's play tennis and have some fun. We'll support you. A lot of words that mean something, but kind of strung together randomly, if you think about it. And so she wants to get stronger. So, of course, she trains. She's in the forest. She might as well be a Street Fighter character because she's training, has a bear training with her, riding on top of a ram, standing on top of a crocodile. And, of course, when Loid gets back, she's asking how was everything, but secretly meaning in her mind, not the double speak that we've seen them do before with Code. It's going to herself, is there anything that happened that I could take over as your wife? And it's funny that Loid was thinking, well, Anya was pretty selfish and the bomb scare. No, everything was fine. And apparently, Sylvia told him that Nightfall took his extra missions and she took all of them, right? And so he gives her some of the leftover souvenirs because they bought enough that they wanted to give to people. He's like, well, here's some extra souvenirs for you. And she makes this intense, hilarious face. And he's like, why is she glaring at me? She holds it. She says, thank you. And she's practically skipping outside the door, just going, woof him, woof him, woof him. Co-workers come around. She acts normal. Then when they're gone, she's jumping in the air with giant woof him and hearts. So quite interesting to see what was going on while he was gone. I don't know if anybody ever asked that, but we didn't. We were due for some more Fiona. Very funny that Anya said earlier in the episode that Becky was reminding her of someone else, that someone else being Fiona / Nightfall. And Loid was the one who taught her how to be a spy. So it's pretty interesting. She's pretty damn good though. All in all, make sure I'm not missing anything in my notes here. Yep, beat up people, all that other stuff. Loves them, works hard. All in all, this is a good episode. Like, I know you're probably saying by now, man, you might as well just say the whole series a 5 out of 5. If they keep up this momentum, it just might get that like it did last year for me. But this was a really good episode. I can't see any reason why it doesn't get a 5. Literally, I can't find a reason why. Like, I don't want to give it a 4, but for some reason, 5 seems too high. It's a 4.5 for me. Like this was it. That first part highlights so much what's great about this show, and not just. And I'm pretty sure I said that in the episode 2 episodes ago, where both Anya, Loid, and Yor all had a part to play. I can't wait because I'm sure the next week's episode is part of the family. And we see all the characters, except for Yuri. We see all of them on screen at a certain point in time. So I wish we could have gotten a Bond coming in and doing stuff. And that's something that we might get next week. This is definitely a 4.5 out of 5. Great episode, especially that beginning part. I haven't felt like rewatching an episode in a very long time. And this is kind of one of those. Just those funny interactions with Becky. It's a great one. You have other characters coming into the Forger's living space. But please, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy this episode? Are you having a happy holidays? I really, really hope you are, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. I believe Ramadan has already happened, but happy Ramadan anyway. Please, be good, be blessed. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. Trust me, I got more stuff. I know there's other adaptations that I've not done yet. Still got to do Scott Pilgrim. Just Yu Yu Hakusho have shown up. So stay tuned. You will be getting those. I can guarantee it. Wash those hands, drink some water, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, all right? Remember, there are people out there that care about you. Reach out to someone. People would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. I promise you, there are people out there that care. My social medias are right there in the description below. Also, my Patreon's in there if you want to show some support, want to support me directly. Either way it goes, I appreciate you making it this far in the video. Until next time, guys, I cannot wait. Because, oh, wait, that next week is that's Christmas weekend. Yes, it is. Ooh, you're going to get a review on Christmas Eve. Ha ha. Waku waku indeed.